This video will outline how to enter 6-month assessment data for records that have been transferred to your team via the 6-month assessment tool. There are two ways that we can do this. The first is via clinical case management by going to clinical and then patient records. The second is via the 6-month assessment tool by going to clinical, then 6-month assessment, and then clicking enter and transfer records. For the first option, records that have already been transferred to your team can be edited in the clinical case management pane, which can be accessed by going to clinical and then patient records. Once in clinical case management, select your team in the first drop-down box. This should be the team that's performing the 6-month assessment. The records that have been transferred to this team will be listed below. Find the record that you're interested in, and then click Edit in the drop-down box. This will open the patient's SNAP record or proforma. The 6-month assessment data is entered in Section 8. Click Section 8 to open this part of the record. You can then enter the patient's 6-month assessment data. You can save the data by clicking Save on the side. The bar at the top of Section 8 will turn red if there's an error, orange if the record is incomplete, and green if the record is complete with no errors. In this case, the bar is turned red, indicating an error. In this case, the error was in the date of arrival. Once we have amended our error, we can click Save, and the bar has now updated to orange, indicating that the record is incomplete. This is because we have not yet finished answering the questions in Section 8. After saving, we can exit the record and come back to it at another time by clicking the Exit button on the right-hand side. This will take us back to the clinical case management screen. The second way that we can enter 6-month assessment data for records that have been transferred to your team is via the 6-month assessment tool. To access this, go to Clinical, then 6-month assessment, then click Enter and Transfer Records. You will need to select the team performing the 6-month assessment in the first drop-down box. Select Search for Patient Ready for 6-month assessment. Select the last team to treat the patient in the second drop-down box. You will then need to enter the patient's audit number, or SNAP ID number, and their NHS number. If one of these is not known, check the Not Known box. You'll then be asked to give extra information in question 3. You'll need to answer one of 3A, B, or C. In this case, we know the patient's NHS number. Enter the NHS number and click Search. The record will appear below, with the option to edit the proforma. Click Edit Proforma to enter the record. Once we are in the patient SNAP record, we can go into Section 8 to finish entering this patient's 6-month assessment data. Once we have finished entering our data, we can again click Save to check that there are no errors in the record. As you can see, the 6-month assessment tab has now turned green. This indicates that the record is complete with no errors and is ready to be locked. You will need to lock the record to 6 months to submit it to SNAP for data analysis. The process of locking signifies that the data have been signed off by the lead clinician of your team and are therefore ready for central analysis. This ensures high data quality in SNAP reports. If a record has not been locked to 6 months, the 6-month assessment data will not be included in SNAP reports. You can only lock records that have been transferred to your team. To lock the record, click the Lock button at the top of the proforma. Please note, the patient information in the record in this video was randomly generated and was not from a real patient.